Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this one, you're going to see me give you an update on the BMW bobber build, which has kind of fallen by the wayside over the past few weeks. I'm not going to lie, I'm going to bring you right back up to speed with where this is. Reason for that is everything in terms of the Triumph has kind of taken a bit of a pause point at this moment in time, and I did actually think I'd get the BMW on the road for January the 1st, and we're now, 2 weeks into January, and that's not been the case. But before that, I need to sort this garage out. So now the garage has been done, I can now talk to you about the bike and about the rest of the video. So I got the BMW September, October last year, and the plan was to get it all done, turned into a bobber, which you can see it almost is, and ride it New Year's Day. The bike, even though it looks like it's in a bit of a state, only needs a few little things doing to it. The reason why it hasn't been ready for New Year's is because one, Triumph became my project over winter, which it shouldn't have been. I'm over the moon with where the Triumph is. I now need to get this bike up and running. Since it's not up and running for the new year, obviously, my plan is to get it up and running for the DGR, which I think is in May this year. So I've got a good few months. It then means I can keep riding the Triumph and getting out, and I've got two wheels. What it then means is there's no real pressure to get this bike done, and I want to get it done right. The main reason why, not the main reason, but one of the reasons why this bike's been such a pain in the backside is because a lot of the forums and a lot of the people I speak to really give you advice on OEM and stock for stock, or at least upgrading the stock parts. What I had an issue with was the clutch lever, and obviously without the clutch I can't start the bike, and the throttle cables, they were a pain, and also changing the front brake lines were also a pain. They're in some previous videos, so if you want to go back and watch those, you are more than welcome to, and I'd appreciate it. In this one, I'm going to give you a quick overview around what that issue was in one or two sentences, and also what I've done, because you can see now there is actually a cable in there, and there's brake lines. So the bike isn't as far away as being complete as what it might look. I'll show you where I'm at with the bike, because actually it has come on leaps and bounds since the last video you just saw. Okay, so here goes. You can see here that the clutch cable has now been resolved. I've managed to get a generic one which fits, obviously, these aftermarket levers. The clutch does move, but I've got a slight issue with that, which is, I don't know if you can see that, but where the clutch should go, I haven't got the part, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that right now. And what I mean by that is this. So this is a Venhill upgrade standard OEM clutch, which fits the bike exactly. So this was the issue I initially had. You can see I've tried to hack at this to try and take the sleeve off, but this bit was far too big to fit into the aftermarket part. So the universal one now fits, which is great. The cable is long enough by an absolute country mile, but what it means is that this bit, which would normally connect into a place on the bike, I haven't got that on the universal one, which is why I've tried to take this off to see whether I could just thread the cable through the sleeve, and then that would work. But I'm having issues with everything of that because I cannot get that out. So that's one issue I've got, which I'm looking to resolve. I need to trim the clutch cable. Obviously that is just a
bit of a makeshift one for this time. But what I am going to do is get a proper one and actually get that all soldered in.
Which then brings me on to the front brakes. So with the front brakes, you can see here that nothing's working at the minute. I have got the wires and I need everything to connect to this to actually start the bike. But you can see here that I've gone for a double banjo bolt. I know this is too long, it's not fully in yet, but this is just to show you what's going on. I've got double banjo bolt that comes all the way down the bike. It now goes into this side of the brake caliper, and then the other one goes all the way down into that brake caliper. So that now is done. Obviously, they just need tightening up and just sorting out, but that basically is done. I actually can't remember if I said this in the previous video or not, but the mirrors on the bike, I was going to go for a underbar mirror like the Triumph bike. Not going to work on this one because I've gone for a shorter bar. And what that then means is the mirrors actually would hit the tank as the bike is turning, which isn't what I want. So for the minute, I've had to mount them at the top. And actually, when you're on the bike, you can see nothing. So I do need to move them eventually, but the idea was there. It just wasn't very well implemented. So that actually then brings me on to the throttle cables. So throttle cables, I've managed to sort that out. They are really, really loose. The reason for that is the actual cable itself and the sheath that goes around that is far too long. And you can see that I've had to cable tie it at the minute on there to stop that from happening. But again, if this runs down, you can see here, whoops, that on the end, it's long and I need to actually cut that off. And then what will happen is that will go into there and that'll be done. So you'll also see me cut that, pop that in there, go into the carb, and I've also installed the choke as well. Not the choke, sorry. Yeah, that's the choke. So now that I've done that, you can see that throttle cable fits there nicely and it goes all the way up. There's no more cable ties in, so I do have to take that one off. Once that's all been done, realistically, the only thing I then have to do is make sure that there is oil in it, because I have to drain all the oil. I need to make sure the carbs are on there and tight properly, because at the minute they're just kind of loose. The old battery's on there, but I have got this battery to go on there with a tray and then a cover to go on top of that. It also means that the bike, once it's got oil in it, once it's got fuel in it, once it's got front brake fluid in it, it just needs to be connected and started. So again, or the idea is that would sit there, and then there's also another cover which is currently underneath the bike so I don't lose it, would go on there, and there's a really nice line going down. Oh yeah, I need to put the fuel on as well. But the tank, I'm happy with the tank as it is. The only thing I have seen is that Rothschilds do a really, really nice, I can't remember what they call it now, but like a thick emblem to go on there rather than a plastic one. So I do feel like that'll be a worthwhile investment once the bike's done to add those finishing touches. I am also probably going to fit the Trick Machine straps to this bike just for that retro look. But my plan now is to get this bike ready for DGR. So without scratching my tank, whoops, guess that needs to come off. Let's do this properly. So obviously this isn't anything from perfect, but if I can do this properly, it would look, so that's caught on something like that. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not sure if I do like it anymore, actually, but it does match the keychain. But again, that's going to be too long when I've relocated the key. But yeah, that's how it would look. I'm not sure if I like it. What do you guys think? Let's get into the BMW. So you just picked up on my last few videos, the electrics, they were all done. I've actually ripped all the electrics out. So let's turn this key.